Okay. All right. So everybody can hear me. Gotcha. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Every week that we do this, I try and get a little bit better about, Zoom. And I actually prepared a presentation for today's session that I'm about to pull up and share in this chat with you. And we're talking today about, Facebook communities, and the reason why that those are important are because it's a very concentrated community of Facebook users um, that belong to groups and that really take full advantage of their purpose and the purpose that they serve. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the presentation that I have for you today. And like all the past sessions, what we're going to do is just go into this presentation, hear a little bit about the platform and what it does, what it serves, what purpose it serves. And then once we get through that, I'll open this up for a Q&A. So this is my presentation for today's session. So it is just about Facebook group communities, and we'll just jump right in. So the purpose of a Facebook group community is to connect in a private group setting with Facebook users who share the same interest. And when you post a regular update to your Facebook feed or network, it will not perform as well as it would in a group setting. And all of your friends, and let me just backtrack on that. So if you have, for example, 2,000 to 5,000 friends, and you post a regular update about your regular life, what you had for lunch, going to the gym, typical stuff that Facebook people post, memes, jokes, little updates, rants, comments, that type of content is limited to 10 to 20% of your audience. So for example, if I have 2,000 friends and I post a regular update with what I'm eating, unless it is high impact, high engaging content, it is not going to perform well, period, because Facebook limits it. So if you notice with your friends, when they post, just had a baby, just bought a house, got married, got engaged, those type of contents, there's identifiers in that content that is going to prompt the Facebook algorithm to work in your favor. Therefore, that content is going to be ultimately, have an expanded reach that is above the normal Facebook visibility of any regular type post, like the ones that I mentioned before. So what you're doing is you're creating a group to post the right type of content to the right group, because it is going to get higher engagement and higher visibility. So, I will tell you personally about some groups that I belong to, but before I do, I just wanted to kind of clarify exactly the purpose of the group. So a group is a concentrated interest group, right? That Facebook allows you to create. And ultimately, this is what Facebook is all about. Facebook was intended to create communities. It was created to connect college students in their communities. And so ultimately, this is what the Facebook groups do, but it is within, obviously the big Facebook network. And there's a lot of other kind of platforms within the Facebook itself, and the groups is one of them. All right. So the group creates the right visibility for your content to the best possible audience. I'll tell you, for example, some groups that I am on a local level and on a global level. So on a local level, I belong to some groups like Houston Foodie Friends, where I can post a picture of what I'm eating, share my experience about a restaurant, share my experience. I try not to post client information on there, just because that can be perceived as, advertising, and that's not what these platforms are for. These are to share true, organic, authentic experiences. And so I belong to a bunch of Houston foodie groups, just to kind of, I love, supporting my local restaurant community. So this is why I belong here locally. I'm also in local blogger groups for obvious reasons. We work with a lot of influencers. So I'm always looking to see what kind of brands are engaging who, and who's working with what, and what the local blogging community is doing, and using that as a resource where I can reach other bloggers and influencers and present them with opportunities that we have on behalf of our clients. Now, there's also on a Texas level, I'm part of a doodle dog owner mom group where I just share, and it really is gratifying to belong to that group because I can share pictures of my dog without knowing that, oh, my Facebook friends are going to be just so annoyed that I post pictures of my dog all the time, but I'm actually getting the satisfaction of looking at other people's doodle dogs pictures too. So it serves two purposes, you know, having a network for me to post in, but also seeing that the people that I want to engage with. And on a global level, I belong to a group of Facebook ad hackers where all we talk about is just Facebook ad tools and the new developments. And this is, a high interest group for me and what we do at the agency. I belong to a girl travel group that has a audience of 1 million members. And then recently, one of my friends, Charles, from Big Angry, he is a local radio personality, attorney, former judge, former cop, who started a group called Corona Cooking just to enable people to share their at-home cooking recipes. This group started about 2 weeks ago. It has 4,000 members right now. So you can just see how it quickly escalates. Groups can be public or private. So, they're not limited they're not restricted to public or private. And the reason why is because the group admin is able to control that. But if you want people to gain easy access and grow the community quickly, then you can make it a public group and just kind of have easy join, easy opt-in, opt-out privileges. And if you make your group private, then you can still grow at a healthy pace, but it'll just be moderated by who is allowed in there. Now, with a private group, there are admins that are assigned the privilege to control entry and can actually dismiss people from the group. In a public group, you will actually just opt in, opt out yourself. And let's say that I find a public group that I think other people around me might be interested in. I can easily share that group and invite people to join, and they can opt in if they want to or not. Okay, so that is the settings and the overall scope of the Facebook group communities. All right, so within the group, and I'll take you into some groups just so we can travel in some of these groups and actually get a taste for the content and what's happening in them. Okay, so within the group, you can conduct activities, you can encourage interactions, you can have contests. So essentially you can build a community, kind of like what I was saying in the last slide. This is what Facebook is all about. So with some groups, there are workout groups, there are, for example, for the Corona Cooking group, there can be, hey, this week's challenge, we're going to challenge you to make tacos. And so you can just encourage that interaction, because now the people that are members of your group are going to feel like they're encouraged to share. And obviously, within these platforms, the content that is shared is all going to have a higher visibility than they would on your regular feed or story. So one of the things that you should know, if you're trying to start a group, there are some kind of like house rules, right, that should be set. And there should be a moderator and an admin to control the activity of the group. These groups work because they are highly moderated, and there is housekeeping activities, and there is some admins that are monitoring and controlling the group culture. Okay, so within your group, when you set a group, you want to kind of create the culture for it and create the standard of conduct that is going to be happening in your group, because if you don't, then people will just fly off the handle. Like any social media platform, social media, Facebook gives people the freedom of speech and the freedom to say whatever they want, however they feel, whenever they please. And that is not always great. So one of the most of the rules that are set up front are always shown in the beginning of the group when you land on it. And when you do see that upon entry, they will sometimes prompt you and ask you, do you accept the rules that are associated with this group? do you accept the code of conduct? And the reason why they ask that is because they want to have the authority to just throw you out of the group in case you break the rules, all right? And so one of the new things that Facebook recently rolled out, and I'll take you to a group just so we can navigate through some of the things that I just spoke about, and it's not all just words and text, but I'll take you into a group that I belong to just to show you those house rules and how those are set, okay? So now it is recommended, and by the way, if you take a look at the groups that I just told you I'm in, the Houston Foodie Friends, local blogger groups, Texas Doodle Dog Owners, Facebook Ad Hackers, Girl Travel Groups, or Corona Cooking, and let me know in the chat what group you want to check out. Just I'll pick whatever one you tell me, and I'll go into either of those, okay? So I'll put them back up. But one of the cool features that I wanted to tell you about was that back in December, Facebook rolled out this new tool, which is with this new, I guess, role suggestion. So they suggested a moderator for your group, and it identifies key members of the group that are very, very active, that could become good moderators. And this is huge for the Facebook group community. And the reason why is because, you know, if you created a group that got up to 4,000 members in 2 weeks, like Corona Cooking did, then basically what you end up with is now you have a side job, and you created this group to just, hey, let's have some fun and do some Corona Cooking among friends. But what you end up with is 4,000 people just communicating all at once, and it becomes a challenge to try and control that level of activity. So when Facebook rolled out this feature back in December, it was actually really, really powerful, because now Facebook already knows who is engaging with my group, and they're going to make the suggestion for us. And so that was just a really good thing that happened within the Facebook group community. So let me see, does anybody have a group where I should take them to so I can show you guys kind of a live example of what I'm talking about? So let's see. I want you to type it in here, and if you don't, then I'll just pull up a group and then kind of show you guys myself. Now, if you do take a class with us, we have only one class right now that's live. I'm about to roll another one out for LinkedIn. That's kind of a webinar style class, and I'm about to roll that out. Let me share this screen. Open a new browser window. So what I'm doing is we have created a Facebook group for social behavior, where we are putting members of anyone that has taken our classes into that group, and we're creating our own community of people that want to just stay connected even after attending our class. So that's a resource that's available to anyone that, you know, takes one of our classes, and we can just stay connected. Okay, so now I'm sharing this screen, and I'm going to show you. So if you go to facebook.com, let me move this out of the way. If you go to facebook.com and you look at facebook.com/groups, this is where you can see the groups that are suggested for you. So based on me being I guess Facebook knows that I'm a wine lover, and that I do stuff with Google ads, or, you know, social media ads in general. They're like, wow, you should join this group. It's called the Google Ads Strategy, and it has 38,000 members, and they post 30 times a day. I find the conversations that are happening in this group very, very interesting. And I'll give you an example. I am planning a trip somewhere, or I was planning a trip, and I did book it even all the way before coronavirus happened, right? And I go to my travel group, and I'm able to search. So you're able to search within the group. So if I go to Texas Wine Lover and I join here, there's a likelihood that I can search on there and say, you know, give me everything I need to know about a Zinfandel, or like a red Zin, or a specific type of wine. And because of the searchability in these groups, I can search within them. Okay, so now let me just look through the groups I'm in Houston crawfish specials, always got to know about those. This is the Corona cooking group that I was telling you about. And staying local to restaurants, those groups popped up all over the place as soon as the Corona crisis started to happen. I want to find a really good group so that I can show you guys kind of some of the searchability. All right. We will go to Facebook Ad Hacks. So Facebook Ad Hacks, it is a private group. Here's all the discussions that are happening. Here's the search tool that is given to you. A lot of people are posting here. Hold on one second. I want to show you that the conversations that are being posted to this group are talking about Facebook campaigns, people getting their ads rejected, what keywords not to use on your content, what people are doing with their clients. Have people lost their clients? Is the ad manager, not loading well for some people on their Facebook ad manager? And people sharing just real and raw stories about them working as a ad manager on Facebook, representing a client, doing their ads, and kind of stuff like that. There's also a lot of foolery going on here. So some Zoom backgrounds for your virtual digital distillery, for your virtual meetings. And this is really, kind of a community for me that I kind of tap into from time to time when I want to see what the industry is doing. And I want to see what other professionals like me are doing in this industry. Okay. So for example, I want to search if, anything related to COVID on this group. So people are asking here if anyone's doing ads, that talk about the COVID-19. So if you have been doing ads and you're like us and you know about kind of the ad parameters that are set and enforced by Facebook, then you would already know that you can't do anything saying the word coronavirus, COVID-19, just because Facebook will take that down. But if you do use a word like pandemic or staying at home, then Facebook will let that run. So just kind of things that I myself learned from this hack and from this hack group, and can just bring to the group's attention and start the right type of discussion. Okay, so let me show you. This group didn't have any rules shown up front. And actually, I'm a member of, here we go. If I go to Houston Foodie Friends, I think they have their rules pinned to the top of this group. So this is Houston Foodie Friends, has 26,000 members. It is a group moderated by Cleverly, who has the Cleverly Show. So here it is, announcements. She's got this pinned to the top of the group. And so every single group will usually almost always have an admin post pinned to the top that just has those ground rules. In this case, the group, the way that it normally operates is, hey, you can't promote your restaurant or bar here because this is a private interest group just about food in Houston. Now that's changed because now, hey, this is an advertising resource for you. Use this link to go and advertise your bar and your restaurant during the crisis. And here's, what you're allowed to do. You're allowed to post one ad or promo per day. So like this group usually has those set in stones core code of conduct that wouldn't allow this. Now they're saying, hey, during this crisis, we'll make an exception, but you are limited to one time per day. So again, within this group, if let's say that I'm searching, I want to say sushi, for example, then within this group, I'm going to be able to search, for sushi. So interest groups, communities, brands can really use this to their advantage. Within the crisis, I can tell you one of the cool things that has happened on the Facebook group community, and I'll go ahead and bring you back to my Zoom screen, is one of the cool things that happened is a lot of markets, like the Nutcracker Market, had a spring event. that was canceled due to COVID. And because of that cancellation, they have now gone virtual. So with the virtual, okay, give me 1 second. Okay. So with the virtual format that now they're following, we are allowed to go into that group, that virtual shopping group, and post about our client's event. So they would be exhibiting at this physical marketplace, but they've since created the virtual Nutcracker. So if anyone is from Houston, you guys know that the Nutcracker Market, it is the most attended, shopping market easily in Texas, but don't want to say, I say that with confidence, but I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on that. But the loss that the sponsor saw as a result of this market not actually happening, and it used to only happen back in November leading up to the holidays. People go get their shopping, their holiday shopping in a single one-time event, and now they don't. So we don't know if they'll be able to do that or not, but it's become so popular that they launched a spring market. And at that spring market, vendors were supposed to have the opportunity to showcase their products. So that's not happening due to the coronavirus, and we've gone virtual with that. So a lot of opportunities within these Facebook group communities, and really brands can use these to the best of their ability, as long as they're positioning themselves well in the group, setting moderators, setting some code of conduct rules, and etc. So with that, I will go ahead and close out the presentation for today. Open it up for any questions. If you don't have any questions, then that's fine. But definitely want you to use this opportunity to ask us anything about the social media topics that we're discussing here. We want to bring as much value to you as possible. So please continue to take advantage of these opportunities and these meetings that we're in. So does anybody have any questions? No? Okay. So I want to let you guys know about the next week, because next week is going to be really important if you have kids. And the reason why is because before coronavirus happened, I was actually asked to speak at an event by the city of Houston to an audience of 400 youth. And my topic was going to be all about social media dangers, okay? Especially for children that kind of go into this with an open mind. They don't know the risks, they don't know the harm, they don't know what information you're exposing yourself to. So I want to create awareness for that event that's happening next week, and I will tell you the date in just a second. So next Monday we're talking about all things video, and that's on Monday, 4/20. And then this conversation about social media dangers for kids and teens will happen on April 22nd. So that is 1 week from today. All right, we have a question. So let me answer it live. Hold on. All right, let me answer this question live. So this is from one of our guests. It says, I have a fan page as well. Is it okay to share the info from the group to the fan page, or will it be too repetitive? Your thoughts. So I think that you need to give value within the group. Making people belong in a group is creating your own little culture and your community outside of the fan page. So a fan page, a like page, that is more for advertising purposes, whereas the people that are in your concentrated group should be privy to valuable information that is not otherwise posted elsewhere. So if the question is, I have a fan page, which is a like page, and is it okay if I share the info from the group to the fan page? I wouldn't share, I would keep our group culture kind of private and make the information shared there, very relevant and valuable. Whereas in the fan page, I would just share marketing pieces and also real time content. So on your fan page, you have to just be mindful of who's watching, and then for your group, make them feel special for belonging to that group. All right. So I hope I've answered that question to meet your expectations. Thank you for asking. And let me know if you guys have anything else. So if not, I will see you here on Monday, April 20th, which we're going to be talking about why video. And we're going to be talking about micro videos, long videos, YouTube videos, editing videos. We just got booked by one of our apartment property manager clients, and we're doing virtual tours for all of their communities all throughout Houston and Dallas. And it's crazy, but the situation presented such a need for that we had to kind of come on board and now just turn all the apartment units that they offer into virtual tours. So really, we've had a lot of fun with that this week. Well, I can't say I have. Paola has been doing all of the editing for that, and I know she's really busy with that. But I think that was such a great initiative, and that was something that we were forced into. So there's going to be such a huge need for video moving forward. So if you want to learn more about video editing, the length of videos, the quality of videos, all of that, then please join us on Monday. And bring your kids next Wednesday. We want to learn. I want to teach them about the dangers and what people can really see, which is on social media, a little bit of the dark side, and nobody ever really talks about that. Parents, I think, just kind of turn a blind eye and just trust that their kids are doing okay. But you want to make sure that they're not posting stuff on their social media to make them vulnerable and exposed to the dangers. So anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in today. If you don't have any more questions, then I'll go ahead and turn off this chat, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you.